It hits you and bruise you. You can't do that in today's game. And guys like Oakley are now playing the 5 position, and they're shooting 3-pointers. So a lot of it just is because the game has changed and evolved since the 90s when Oakley dominated.
Great skill level in the game right now.
No question.
The Grizzlies shooting poorly, just 30% so far. Back to Moran. Jackson against Stewart. Right at the free throw line. And Brooks with a basket on the assist from Jackson. Brooks has got 10 points in the game.
Maybe they've been going to him a little too much. Now he's having a great game, but his team is losing, and that is all that matters.
To the left side wing. Tipped away. Oh, Brooks with the steal. Looking to get it going. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
The explosiveness of Moran is just incredible. His motor and work ethic are both tremendous as well.
A unique talent. Ja Moran has taken the NBA by storm. Grant, does Ja remind you of anyone?
Well, many people, including Paul George, have compared Ja to a young D. Rose. Yet each explosive athlete's at the one position. Both Ja and Rose leading their teams at a young age as well.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, guys, the Pistons focusing on improving their scoring. Coach Dwayne Casey said, quote, "This is an offensive league. In today's game, you've got to be able to shoot the..."
And Coach doesn't like the call at all. He's opting to use his challenge. He wants the officials to look at the replay. We got to see that one again. That block was all-out effort.
Yeah, just some terrific effort there. And you know, the whole team will get an energy boost off a block like that one. And even with the coach's challenge in place, we've seen so many of these personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
Here's Goose. Brooks defending. Good work defensively by Brooks. 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. And here's Moran outside. They get it back. Outside for Brooks. Takes a 3. Outside Moran. Takes the 3. And Cunningham pulls it down. Cunningham's got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Burks. It's tipped. Here's Morant. And then Morant with the dunk.
Showing off that vert. Morant attacks the basket with just such intensity. There's not much any defense can do with it.
Detroit calls timeout. And as we head into this break, the players have an opportunity to replenish their energy with Gatorade as they prepare to go into the final stages of this ball game.
Substitution on the court.
Cunningham is out there with Alec Burks. Then it's Isaiah Stewart. Then it's Duran. And it's Goose in at the 3 spot. That's the group for Detroit right now.
Gotta applaud the defensive effort. It's not easy to stop him getting in the lane like that.
Here's Payne. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. That's on Isaiah Stewart. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Detroit. Last season, the NBA mourned the passing of Hall of Famer Bob Lanier. He played his first decade with the Pistons.
A sad loss for the NBA. Now, he represented them 7 times as an all-star. But for all his greatness on the court, he'll be remembered just as much for the work he did off the court as the league's global ambassador.
And you can tell how much these fans here in Memphis love their Grizzlies.
Yeah, I mean, B.A., ever since they moved here in 2001, these fans have been so loyal. And the players are also enjoy playing here. Memphis is a fun-loving city with great barbecue and a lot of character.
Here's Adams. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, this is where Adams looks to score, especially when he has a matchup he likes.
And stolen by Bain. And they're pushing it up. Here's Morant. Finished off the break.
Woo! His energy is unmatched.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
Outside Burks. Back to Cunningham. Here's Goose. And they recover it. Another shot. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
If they keep hitting free throws at this clip, it'll help them seal the deal.
The first free throw is good. Well, Richard, 17 years for you as a player. If you were to give some advice to someone starting their playing career right now, what do you think that would be?
Oh, it would always be get your routine down. Get your pregame routine. Get your summer routine. You got to figure out what it is that makes your game work. Because it's hard as you get older. NBA careers don't last very long. But if you put your routine, you put your game first, everything else will fall in line.
Puts it up from the high post with the putback. It's good on the putback. And the Pistons lead by 21.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Outside Bain. Back to Morant. And he lobs it up top.
Everyone loves the alley-oop play, B.A.
Yep, one of the prettiest in basketball. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. Here's Goose, and he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. Jaren Jackson picks one up.
And in Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren, the Pistons taking arguably the 2 best athletes in the 22 draft. The youth movement is on, and Detroit is definitely fun to watch.
Well, Richard, it's hard to believe it's been over 20 years since the Grizzlies came to Memphis.
Brian, it has been crazy. And look, they have been a playoff team more often than not in that time. But this could be the best era yet for the Grizzly organization. They've got a great core of young players and are strong on both ends of the floor.
Here's Goose. Brooks defending. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
He clipped the ball there, but not enough to nab the steal.
That's fine. You love the effort, not making things easy for the opposition on offense.
And again, the Pistons missing.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
Yeah, right now, he's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
Detroit has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Here's Goose. Misses off the right iron. For Memphis, they've gotten 5 of their 7 shots to fall in this final quarter. And Goose pulls it down. Pistons shooting only 29% since the fourth quarter began.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Pistons.
Well, I have to comment on their strong performance tonight at the charity stripe.
And it might have won them the game. The ability to draw fouls and capitalize can be a real difference maker.
And they earned win number 9. Each win so important in this league.
And with this one all but in the record books, they set the tone in the first of what will be only 2 meetings between these teams.
And no question this was a team effort. But you have to love how big a night this was for Cade Cunningham.
He didn't miss out on much of the action tonight. He was magnetized to the ball and did everything he could to contribute for his team on both ends of the floor.
But the first one falls.
Every night,
So we see the Pistons taking the W here. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure their fans appreciated it too. We saw the outstanding defense and a loaded offensive effort. They were just dominant out there.
And that'll do it, folks, for our terrific
I know this is shocking, but we're going with Kobe at number 1. He's my number 1 overall pick. Favorite championships.
All right, number 2 pick falls to Golden State. And looking at this big board, I see Shaq, I see Tim Duncan, I see Kevin Garnett, but I'm not feeling a big man in Golden State with this number 2 pick. I'm going to go down to the 23-year-old Tracy McGrady. Ooh. Man, I wish he could have played for the Warriors back in the day, so I'm going to make it happen in my NBA.
Nice. I like that pick.
All right, I'm taking a look at number 3 here. I don't know how you could pass up on Shaquille O'Neal. I'm looking at Duncan and Garnett. I'm thinking there's no better option here to see in the purple and white than Shaq. So I'm taking Shaq number 3.
It's like that old saying goes, if you can't beat them, which you definitely can't in this era, join them.
All right. Well, wanted T-Mac. Not really a Duncan guy, but...
And a big issue for teams, Greg, this time of year, keeping players healthy for the long haul. Coaches, we're seeing, starting to adjust rotations, keeping an eye on guys' minutes.
And, Kevin, it's such a long season. The teams have to keep the key players fresh. It's not a strategy everyone loves, but it's a necessary concern in today's NBA.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. We've got Durant. Bogdanovich out there with Goose. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Cunningham in at the 1 spot. Here's Goose. Trying to get open is Bogdanovich. The shot off that time. Some solid defense from Butler. Adebayo kicks to Butler. Oladipo outside. Lowry against Cunningham. Lowry passes to Dedmon. It's good.
In terms of set plays, this is where Dedmon shines, rolling hard off the screen.
It's been a little over a decade, Steve, since the Pistons last made real noise in the playoffs.
They've had a tough run of it lately, but rebuilding periods are never pretty, Kevin. They just need time to get back to contender status.
Adebayo. They grab their own miss. Shoots over Duran. Shots good by Dedmon.
And we're already seeing a little rhythm out of this offense. They've hit 3 out of 4 so far.
Cunningham passes to Goose. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Shot clock at 5. From deep. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Miami ball. Well, it was Miami winning their last game against Memphis. Lowry feeling it out a bit. Rebounded by Cade Cunningham.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Down low, it's tipped. It's stolen by Oladipo. And the whistle blows is going to be on Goose. That's his first foul. First team foul. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Butler dishes to Lowry. Back to Butler. Clock at 6. Rebounded by Cade Cunningham.
Can't fault the play call. Even though he couldn't convert, that's a good shot.
That one goes in.
The effectiveness of Bogdanovich, able to work from anywhere and to get a good shot.
Butler kicks to Dedmon. Outside Lowry. Oladipo outside. Back to Lowry from past the arc. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
Unforced errors. These are the...
And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Heat. And the man who many consider the greatest Raptor of all time, Kyle Lowry.
He said he plans to return to retire in Toronto someday. He's already had a street named after him there. And in time, Probably a statue in his honor as well.
At the guard spots, Lowry and Hero. Yurtsevin out there with Butler. And it's Strus in at the 3 spot. So that's who Miami starts the second with.
Shooting for Detroit.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Miami.
Well, in my opinion, the way the three has been falling for them here early on, you have to think they'll keep firing away.
And also, guys, they're out-muscling their opponent. The points in the paint are piling up because of that aggressiveness.
And you love what Bojan Bogdanovic has done to round out his game. Worked very hard to become a complete player.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Wayne Dedmon comes in for Yurtsevin, and it's Victor Oladipo in for Tyler Hero.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they've stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
For some reason, blocking out has become a lost art, and that's the result you'll get.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Goose, in their last matchup against the Grizzlies, came through when his team needed him. He ended up with 8 points, and as usual, he spent a fair amount of time at the foul line. And it was important for them to break that losing streak. He was a big reason why they were able to do it. Kevin?
Thank you, D.A. Win or lose, Greg, it's amazing the impact he can have on the game.
Yeah, in that last one, he was making plays all over the court. No one could match up with him.
Yes, he was. In attack mode all night. Once he gets into a rhythm, he's very difficult to slow down.
And winning has become more consistent in Miami than ever. Jimmy Butler was acquired, made it all the way to the finals in his first year, and have steadily won games each season.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Detroit shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And with the Heat, GA, they've been a consistent force in the Eastern Conference.
Kevin, lots of talent up and down that roster, from stars like Butler and all the way down to the role players. This is just a solid team.
Now, here's Lowry. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. But 3. Bogdanovic grabs the miss.
Off the mark once again. Terrible quarter for him thus far.
Now, here's Duran. Dedmon defending. The Heat leading by 8. And there's the pass to Butler. Burks pulls it in. Pistons have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Goose, the pass to Duran. Pistons passing it around. Goose. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And in the last decade, defensive switching on screens has increased dramatically. Is this the new normal, you think?
Kevin, I think so. I think teams that switch well tend to defend well, because switching can create mismatches, but it's harder to punish those now with all the help defense.
Adebayo is checked in for the Heat. Now, here's Strus. 8 points for him. From deep three-point range, Goose's shot is off.
They better clear a spot on the bench for him, because that's where he's headed if he continues to take shots like that.
Yes, he is definitely going to the bench and maybe to the locker room. Great timing. That can be the difference between an assist and a turnover.
Burks, the pass to Goose. Three-pointer on the way. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
You want to talk about ugly? This team is losing, partly because he hasn't drained a shot all night.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Goose. That'll be his second foul of the game.
All this means is he has to be careful. Don't want to pick up a cheapie and get sent to the bench with 3 fouls.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Martin's checked in for Max Strus. And Hero subbed in. That'll do it for the first half. Heat lead by 15. 2K Sports back in a moment here at F47.
The Pistons, 32.
And And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. You look at Bam Adebayo. In this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers, a very high percentage of those in the first half.
On the floor for Detroit, we've got Bojan Bogdanovic. Cunningham is out there with Alec Burks. That's Goose. And it's Duran in at the 5.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, they've maintained their focus.
Here's Goose. It's hauled in by the Heat. Adebayo's got his 6th rebound on the night.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Pistons trail by 17. Cunningham inside. Now recovering. Cunningham's shot is off.
Ooh, they've come out ice cold to start this half. 3 misses and as many attempts.
Outside Butler. Passes it to Oladipo. Now Butler. Lets it go from deep. Here's Adebayo. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to go on Bojan Bogdanovic.
A powerful athlete who's still developing his skills. Adebayo has become a threat at the offensive end.
And last season, Bam Adebayo said it was disrespectful that he wasn't named the finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. What do you think?
Well, Kevin, no arguing here. He's definitely an elite defender. Second team all defense 3 years running. Great toughness and versatility.
Well, he's making the switch here. Heroes checked in. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Goose. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Burks against Hero. Pass to Butler.
Shaky start to the half. Going 1 for 4. Still trying to find that groove. Ugly start to this half. Hitting just 20% from the field. Gotta pick it up.
And stolen by Bogdanovic. And now it's Burks running. He can go all the way.
He's a regular at the free throw line. Burks knows how to put the onus on the officials.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. The first free throw is good. And, of course, one of the league's longest tenured coaches, GA, is Eric Spoelstra. And he's having a Hall of Fame level career.
And you look at the ground he broke when he was first hired. Not only young, Spo was the first Asian-American head coach in any of the 4 major North American sports league and worked his way up from video coordinator.
A steal. Now Detroit moving it up. Here's Goose. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it.
We've got 22 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Hero, no good.
Woo, the defense gets away with a late rotation. That's a shot he normally makes.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. First one falls for.
At the line for the Pistons.
Both free throws good from Goose. Here's Hero.
And he has it.
So it's the Heat winning this one. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
Kevin Garnett.
Okay, so it's round 2. Back to Chris for the second round pick. What do you have?
All right, so with the second pick, I have what I need on the perimeter. Now I have to go get a big, I think. And right now, just looking at the value that's on the board, I'm going to go with Big Z.
All right, back to the Warriors. I want youth. I want a pick and roll mate for Tracy McGrady. I want him to have a running mate for many, many years to come. I'm going to go with Kenyon Martin, second round pick.
Great pick.
Well, I'm tempted for something that Kings fans dreamt of for a
And Brent, for those star-laden teams, this has to be a difficult time of year to stay completely focused.
Well, those teams have a bigger goal in mind, BA, all the time. And there is no doubt, they always think health first, getting proper rest, and making sure they're playing their best basketball come playoff time.
A look at the Pistons starting group. It's Cunningham and Ivy at the 1 and the 2. Bojan Bogdanovic out there with Duran. And it's Goose in at small forward. In transition, here they come. A nice shot by Ivy.
Oh, elite speed. Ivy will be one of the fastest young players in this league.
Ingram on the wing. Plenty of space. He can't get that one to fall. And Detroit will go the other way with it. They're coming off a loss against Miami.
In today's NBA, you have to stretch the floor or you're going to struggle big time.
Yeah, the best way to make it hard on teams is continue your motion, and their motion on the perimeter just wasn't good enough. That ended up costing them.
Here's Ingram. Detroit. The Pistons getting their last shot to go.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And just about a minute into this first quarter. Pass to Valanciunas. Shoots over Duran. Blocked!
Yeah, anytime you put the ball up near Duran, there's a chance it ends up back in your face.
To the paint. Here's Goose. Off the left rim and out.
He may not be the strongest inside presence in the league, but still, he's got to convert from there.
And while the Pistons need to improve at both ends, Brent, offense is where they've struggled the most.
Yeah, last season, near the bottom in field goal percentage and three-point percentage. We've got the playmakers, but they've got to convert and finish off those plays and get more consistent on the offensive end.
Connects from downtown.
Ingram just letting it rip right now on the offensive end.
Pass to Ivy. Here's Goose, covered by Ingram. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Yeah, bottom line for this Pelican squad, they need to get better on the defensive end. They may have to get more 3-and-D type of guys on this roster.
All right, so about the Pelicans, what has been holding them back?
Well, BA, it's definitely not the offense, especially with the healthy Zion. If they can find a way to have greater consistency on the defensive end, then they can take a big step as a franchise.
The Pistons clear it.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Shoots from 12. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Pistons foul.
Hey. And the Pelicans with possession here. They lead by 11, largest margin of the game. Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second. It's Cunningham and Ivy at the 1 and the 2. Duran out there with Bojan Bogdanovic. And it's Goose in at the 3 slot. Clock at 6. Pass to Murphy. Launches it. Duran with the rebound.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot out.
No debate there. He got hammered.
He misses the free throw.
First team foul. At the line for the Pistons.
He hits the second from the line.
You think about New Orleans and the atmosphere that is around this city and the kind of vibrancy to it. It can be challenging for professional athletes here.
Now here's McCollum. Now quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Ingram. That shot missing. And Detroit will go the other way with it. And the food and fun atmosphere of New Orleans is certainly infectious, Brent.
Oh, no doubt. Incredible tradition down here. And so much great group, BA. I mean, Right now, I'm thinking about a beignet. How about you and me after the game? We go grab something, yeah?
Oh, that sounds good, man. Maybe a little crawfish etouffee. I left my wallet back at the hotel.
That's not good.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here. That's on Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, as of right now, Jalen Duren kind of seems like a classic big man. He can block, he can rebound, and he really focuses on finding close-range looks.
Now here's Ingram. 5 points in the game. Pass to Williamson. Buries it down low. Williamson's got his first basket.
And some pinball action out there as defenders just bouncing off of Williamson on that play.
Takes a 13-footer. Valanciunas with a rebound.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts, but otherwise the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
They've done a great job facilitating shooters. Their early game has seen a lot of hot passes and has kept the defense guessing as well.
I like it when a lot of guys are committed to attack to the inside because it's going to get you to the line. Can they keep that up?
Now here's Cunningham. Well, he hasn't put up any points yet in this one.
This is a strong finish from Cade, and it just shows you his confidence is growing in attacking the heart of any defense. And Cade Cunningham, one of those 6'6", 6'7" guards that's really skilled, so a tough matchup for most wings and really too big for most guards. That's where his advantage lies.
Cunningham against McCollum. Pass to Murphy. Outside Ingram. Hitting his third shot in 7 looks.
I'd like to see that as Ingram hits a shot from the mid-range. It's going to open some things up.
Brent, you think we're going to see more guys with the skills of Cade at his height?
I do, BA. I think just the advanced training in the offseason and development of these guys. They're coming into the league with a much more refined skill set, and Cade Cunningham is certainly in that basket of players.
And the Pelicans call time here. Well, Grant, I know you collect art, so we've been hearing all about these NFTs that teams and players are creating. I'm going to need a little instruction here. What's it all about?
Oh, BA, first of all, memorabilia and collectibles have always been around. But yes, NFTs have taken it to a whole nother level. And yes, I do have an NFT. I don't fully understand it, so I can't explain it to you. But I know it's the next big thing, that's for sure. And few players are as electric as Zion. The speed and power he plays with, something you see once every few decades.
Zion Williamson.
And he makes the first. And the blend of speed and power, as you said, Grant, Zion is unmatched.
He's a rhino with a jetpack. And on defense, when you see him coming in the open floor, you don't want to get in his way. The explosiveness in the paint is really what makes him so efficient.
Bay, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. Here's Goose. Looking at his numbers, currently he's averaging around 9 points a game. Bay, good.
Well, that's going to help Bay's confidence there.
And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
McCollum outside. Oh, the dunk by Williamson.
Try to find other ways to talk about Zion's leaping ability. How about timing? Showing it there.
To the inside. Who's can't hit?
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
That was execution.
So it's New Orleans out in front by 19 going into the break.
51. The Pistons 32. Pelicans fans, please give a big round of applause for your Pelicans.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. Boy, without question, Brandon Ingram displaying his skills today.
Through 2 quarters of play, he's been an excellent source of points.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Zion and Valanciunas playing up front. Then it's Brandon Ingram. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Daniels in at the 2. That's the Pelicans 5. Here's Goose. Pass to Ivy. Here's Bogdanovich. Covered by Williamson. Here's Goose. Valanciunas with a rebound.
Let's be honest. That's not a shot he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot off him.
He's pouring it on at a nice clip, and the rest of the team is stepping up as well.
And for the Pistons, they're shooting around 39%. They'd like to get that higher. Here's Goose. That three's off the mark.
Well, both him and the team seem to be off their game right now, and the frustration is clearly mounting as the clock is winding down. My favorite part of Zion's game is just how efficient this guy is when he's healthy. I mean, this guy shot 61%. He's always attacking the paint, and there's just no one like him in the league.
Well, with Zion, during that 2020-21 season, he was super effective over a long stretch, Brent.
BA, such a tease. Zion with over 20 points, better than 50% field goal shooting from the field for 25 straight games. That is hard to do. The only other guy to do that, one Shaquille O'Neal, which makes some sense because Zion, man, he can dominate in the inside like the Shaq Diesel.
So it's the Pelicans now, following the score by Detroit. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
And right now, people wanting to tune in as Brandon Ingram is putting on a show.
Pass to Goose. And we're about a minute and a half in the second half. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Man, he made sure to get his money's worth on that foul.
That free throw no good. And the Pelicans making a change here. Murphy's checked in. And he ends up missing both free throws.
And one thing you know you'll always get with Valanciunas, he's going to rebound. Offense, defense, no matter what, he's attacking the glass.
Now here's Ingram. Pass to Valanciunas. Not going to go that time. Now the Pistons take it the other way. At the conclusion of this one, they're off to Memphis, where they'll face the Grizzlies. That'll be the back end of a 3-game road trip. Bogdanovich with it. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Bogdanovich has got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, usually Dern is more of a finisher, but being selfless with the ball is a good thing for him in the long run.
And with his size and reach, Valanciunas is a monster on the boards, Grant.
That is true. I mean, impossible to move in the paint. He gets a wide base and just vacuums missed shots. And his great touch allows him to rack up second chance points as well.
Here's Cunningham, following the score by New Orleans. Goose can't hit.
Well, he's just really struggling right now with everything he's throwing up. Nothing really helps.
New Orleans has gotten 5 of 11 threes to drop so far in this game. Jones, the pass to McCollum. Here's Marshall. Throws it up high, and a slam dunk by Ingram.
Sweet finish on the alley-oop. Ingram extending that time to throw it down.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
It's stolen by Ingram.
And that's number 4. Definitely something to keep track of as we move forward.
Fourth team foul.
And he drops it first. And when Pelicans fans watch what Ingram has become, it takes the sting out of the Anthony Davis trade, Grant.
Yeah, I mean, Ingram has grown into a full-fledged star in New Orleans. I mean, he's a centerpiece for the franchise going forward. Now, looking back, it seems like it was a win-win trade for both teams.
Alvarado's checked in for McCollum.
Something's off about him this quarter.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
Hayes is checked in for Cade Cunningham.
Taking 2 shots.
So he gets them both. 36 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Goose. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Second team foul. At the line for the Pistons, number 12. At the line for 1.
And the free throw, no good.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Alvarado. The shot won't fall. Detroit has gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. Pass to Goose. Oh, from deep. Offensive board. Back to Hayes. Here's Goose. Defended by Jones. Goes back up. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. A big-time effort for Brett.
76. The Pistons.
And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And on the floor for Detroit here in the 4th.
3 points.
They've got Hayes, Isaiah Stewart out there with Marvin Bagley. Then it's Amadou Diallo. And it's Goose in at the 3 spot. Well, you know it takes courage to draw charges. Guys get trucked all the time, and they still call a blocking foul. You think more of those should be no calls, Grant?
You know, B.A., courage is the right word. If you're willing to step in there and sacrifice your body for the sake of the team, you know what? If you don't give them a charge, I'd prefer the no call. I like that idea.
Here's Stewart. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And there is no quit in what Isaiah Stewart will do on the glass.
Pass to Marshall. Here's Murphy. And no good.
Sometimes it's just not your night. Fortunately, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Out to the wing. Here's Goose. Murphy pulls it in.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball.
And so New Orleans takes this one by a large margin. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They didn't. Just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Barry, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for tuning in.